Good evening. I'd like to call to order the 809th meeting of the City of Laurel Historic District Commission. The qualifications of the members of the commission, the staff to the commission, and any consultants used are on file with the city and are hereby made a part of each and every application heard today. The guidelines and procedures adopted by the commission are also made a part of each and every application. Each application heard today is considered on its own merits and is not to be considered as establishing a precedent for any other application. Madam Secretary, you call the roll, please.
Chairman Hayes.
Here.
Mr. Colquhoun.
Here.
Council President Les.
Here.
Ms. McSeany. Here. Ms. Lubinecki. Here. Ms. Frazier.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Agenda item number 2 is the approval of the minutes of the regular HDC meeting held on February 20th, 2018. We have a copy before us. Please voice your opinion on any corrections or changes or additions.
I'd like to move that we approve the minutes for February 20th, 2018.
I would like to second that we approve the minute.
Madam Secretary, we have a motion to approve by Ms. McSeany and a second by Ms. Frazier.
Ms. McSeany.
Yes.
Ms. Frazier.
Yes.
Mr. Colquhoun.
Abstain, I was absent.
Council President Les.
Yes.
Ms. Lubinecki.
Yes.
Chairman Hayes.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Agenda item number 3 is HDC 054-2018 for 22 Post Office Avenue, submitted by Yury Arnold Flores Margoquin, who recently painted purple without HDC approval. Please come up front and state your name and tell us about your property.
Yeah, hi, my name is Yury Arnold Flores Margoquin, and well, my wife picked the color, so, but right now I have all the colors that I'm willing to change.
Okay, and you went to the folks here and they helped you with the colors?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll be repainting that as soon as weather permits?
Yeah.
Not tomorrow.
Yeah. For the first day of spring, it's not very conducive.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we approve HDC 054-2018 for 22 Post Office to repaint the house storm gray with white trim.
I'll second that.
Madam Secretary, you have a motion to approve from Ms. Lubinecki, second from Ms. McSeany.
Ms. Lubinecki.
Yes.
Ms. McSeany.
Yes.
Mr. Colquhoun.
Yes.
Council President Les.
Yes.
Ms. Frazier.
Yes.
Chairman Hayes.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I'm done.
You're done. Sometimes it's easy. Agenda item number 4 is HDC 058-2018 for 505 Prince George Street, submitted by Marvin and Sulema Hernandez, requesting to replace windows that are currently 2/2 and replacing a bunch of other stuff. And the work has already been started without our approval.
Good evening. My name is Marvin and my wife Sulema.
Hi.
And our request about windows and windows, doors, and
So you're doing a lot of work on the house, though.
yes, I almost replaced everything in the house. The house is completed destroyed when I buy it. That's the reason we try to fix it.
So you're now aware that you're in the historic district and you have to get approval for exterior changes?
The exterior changes is only the windows and siding and roof.
Actually, any exterior changes that
Yeah,
you're doing.
it's anything that can be seen from the street. You would have to get approval for.
Yes, we
Right.
submit already for windows and siding and roof.
You have a permit, but you didn't get approval yet from the historic
Exactly,
district.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's two different things. Yeah, so there's a permit to do the work, but before you can do the work, we have to approve it.
Yeah, and I know it's my fault to start to do something before I get approved.
I have a
You say
question.
you have a permit?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't have a
Don't
permit?
have
That's working, but I don't approve it, and
Okay.
it's my fault, I know.
I have a question. Did your realtor advise you that you were in a historic district?
We don't read it very well, the reason, but I never know we have to get a permit to replace something in the house.
So she or he did not make you aware of that?
She don't explain a lot with that, but we know this is historic area here, but we make a mistake with it.
Okay.
Chairman, let me ask a couple.
Sure,
questions.
please do.
Christian, did they gut the inside of this house?
To my knowledge, they did not get the
Oh,
inside.
oh, there was a dumpster out there that got filled with plaster and lath.
Okay.
And through the front window, did you take all the plaster and lath out of the first floor?
Inside?
Yes, inside.
We take it, you know.
I believe they're gonna have to put a sprinkler system in that. That's a life safety issue.
According to the fire marshal, they do not.
Well, I'll tell you what, then I'm gonna have a meeting with the fire marshal,
Duly noted.
okay? In fact, I'll ask him to set the meeting up tomorrow, because it's the worst thing you can do in one of these old houses is put plasterboard in it without putting sprinkler system in it. Okay, that's number one.
Okay.
Are you doing the electrical in there too?
Yes.
I'm telling you, they're doing what has to be done to have to put a sprinkler system in it. Are you doing the plumbing too?
Yes.
I rest my case.
Code says the value of the work being done has to.
The fact that he's doing it self, Mr. Fleming, I know what the code says, believe me. I participated in doing that code. We're going to have a meeting on that, and I'll have a meeting with the mayor. Okay? Now, let me just ask you this. When I got the complaint initially, you put some black plastic on the front of the house and some black plastic on a couple of the window openings on the right-hand side, correct?
Yes.
Then you came back and put some more windows in the house.
No.
Yes, the windows are in the house now.
No, sir. Just when I cover those windows is already, we've already put some windows. And
I understand
after
the
that,
windows.
When the storm is coming, I'll go and put the plastic and ply windows.
There was no windows in the right-hand side of that house on the first floor, because I went and looked at it when Mr. Welford called me, and I made the complaint. Okay, if I can continue, Mr.
Please,
Chairman?
please.
They're the wrong windows. They're not tall enough. You bought a stock window and stuck it into an opening that's not a stock opening. They're not 2 over 2. They're double hung windows, but they're 1 over 1, correct?
Right.
This is what's called remodeling from the get-go. And he's gonna put siding on it. You can put a new roof on the house too?
I submit application for that.
Yeah, I rest my case, Mr. Fleming. It's not the value of the property, it's the value of the structure. I'll rest my case. I understand, I wrote the code. I participated in the writing of that code. Okay, they've gutted the inside, they're doing electrical, they're doing plumbing, you're putting a new bathroom in it, and a new kitchen?
Yeah, because everything is destroyed in the house. What I can do with that?
No, I'm not,
I don't put anything yet. The house, I don't put anything yet, but that's what I make, try to get a submit application, because I need to.
What's underneath the wooden shingles on the side of the house, the siding? Are they asbestos?
No.
Or is this the original?
Huh?
They would probably be the original.
They what?
They didn't put wooden shingles in this area on the side of the house initially. What's underneath those wooden shingles on the side of the house? Nothing?
Nothing. The house, everything is original in the house.
House is far older than you and I put together. Okay, it's a very old house.
Yes, very old
Okay.
house. But I don't put anything yet in the house.
Oh, I understand.
I just try to fix it. I just try to give a life to the house again, because when I get this house is completely destroyed. If nobody seen that house before, completely destroyed.
Yes.
And I try to fix it, because I need a house to live. That's why I buy the house.
Okay,
But
so
I understand everything, but I need, I need your help too, because I need a house for my
I'm
family.
not disputing that, sir. But there's people who spent a lot of money on their houses in the historic district. Okay? That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
In your hands, I don't know what I can do.
And just so I'm sure you're aware of now, but if you come to the historic district with your changes and they're approved, once that you actually do the changes, you'll get a 10% credit, tax credit. So in other words, if you spent $20,000 on siding and windows, you'd get $2,000 back. So by following the rules, you'll benefit.
Exactly, but I never know that. Really
Right.
know that.
So-
I know it's my fault to start working in that house.
Right.
before, But now I can do nothing. I can do right now. Everything is
Mr.
I
Chairman?
start already. I don't know what I can do.
Yeah, I can tell you that, things like that the original requesting that you change the style of the windows is pretty much not going to fly here. You're going to have to replace it with what looks like what was originally there, 2/2.
But has to be the original or just look
Just look like.
Looks like,
look like
The right
original.
height.
I understand. I can do that. It's not a problem.
right.
I can do that. I know this is not the right window, but just tell me what I can do, and I can do it.
Can-
All I need is a permit to work, to fix my house.
Can you return the windows that you have? Can you return them to the?
I don't know if I can, but if I lose the money, there's nothing I can do right now.
The challenge is that your house is considered a contributing structure to our historic district, and that means that it has extra value because it's part of the community of houses that add to the value of all the houses. So part of the reason that we push for this is that it actually enhances the ultimate value of your house when you go to resell it, because the house has been done properly and fits within a historic district and doesn't look remodeled. So that's part of the reason that we try to be strong and ask you to come ahead of time, which we understand you didn't, because then we avoid having conversations like this, which we really hate to have, But the chairman, Mr. Hayes, is quite correct that the styles that you're proposing are really not appropriate to the house.
I think for the windows
Should say there,
look like the old one.
something rental.
Yeah, HMS
You can get windows that will be the same physical size, and then the 2/2. You know what the 2/2 means, right?
Yeah. The size of before the windows is 32 by 60. That's the real size, the original size. I still have a couple of windows in the top. And I can put the size the same, but not the original, because it's difficult to get something original.
But you're not going to change the size of the windows.
The physical size.
The physical size, that also has to remain the same. So,
You
in other words, you're not going to be able to go to Lowe's and buy a window for it. You're probably going to have to go somewhere and they'll have to spec it out and make them.
Anderson makes replacement windows in 1/4-inch increments, both directions.
You understand?
Yeah, but
Okay.
just, maybe you can give me a list, what do I have to do, right?
Maybe the staff can help the gentleman a little, maybe the staff can help you a little bit more to how, exactly what we're looking
More
for.
specific what that I need to do with the house.
Well, in the historic district, we're striving to keep things as close to original as possible.
Yeah.
So in other words, your windows, the size and the shape they are, the 2/2 design, those are things that we would be looking to keep it like that. If you want to change that design, then you need to come before us and get approval before you do it. So like the siding is cedar siding now. I don't know if that's the original siding that was on that house or not.
I don't know. I just
But-
buy a couple of months ago.
But we would like to keep that type of siding on there. If you want to change the siding, then you have to come here with what siding you would want to put on there before you start it.
I think he is.
Which they did.
They did. They did.
Already, just to make
Yeah,
it-
he's changing the siding.
Just to make it very
Right. Now, is this a German?
for siding and roof.
So the siding is German lap?
Is the siding a German?
Yeah.
Poor house.
It just says dark gray vinyl.
And
Got
it's
a-
not,
got a
well, there's
sample
a
right here.
photograph. Sample here.
Okay,
Okay.
I apologize.
But it looks like is that German lap
It looks
siding?
like it.
Looks like it, yeah.
Right, which would be within the character of the neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah. But the windows are not matching.
The windows.
So-
The windows are not good.
Yeah. But no, I was just using that as an example,
Right.
that any changes you want to make to your home, they have to be brought before us. Like, the windows are not suitable. I don't believe you're going to get approval to put these double hung windows
It's
in
just
there.
not, yeah.
Okay, I have to put this, so look the same with the old one.
Probably
Yes.
the original size
Original size and the same.
and this
style.
original style, yes. Sir.
Same style,
Yep.
okay.
So that would, but we didn't vote on the siding.
We haven't done
Vote on
anything.
anything.
Right, okay.
There's a lot of things that he's requesting here.
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
The next item is the doors.
This house has an original door. Does it have the original door?
It looks-
It does, I mean, does, but it is, I can't imagine it's salvageable. Living across the street, it, is, they were in pieces.
Yeah, I like to see it go, you know.
You know, that was my original thought,
I mean,
but
we recognize that this house needs a lot of work, that you've taken on a project.
Yeah, when
Yes.
I'm buying, I know they have a lot of work, but I never think about it, I need to do so many. Question about.
It's a nice neighborhood, really it is.
Yes.
I like that one, I like to move to this area, but now or maybe I need to wait. I don't know how long, but. And this point,
The door's not
depending
that
on
big.
what I can do.
no, but it looks just like my basement door.
No, if it didn't have the grids.
Yeah.
If you,
So this had like the basic standard door that everybody has, without the
the grid,
light, without the grids in it. I mean, that's kind of like a back door.
Mhm.
My back door.
Yes.
Mhm.
I've used it.
And you're not, so you won't be able to change the size of the door
No,
as well.
Use the same size.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't move anything from the.
And hopefully, and you'll need to keep the transom above it, the little window
Yes.
above it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't think I'll do it.
Just wanted to make sure that was understood.
so that door without the grid would look better.
I don't think that door comes without the grid. I mean, those doors. The
I
grid
don't
is-
know.
No, I actually have purchased a similar.
Oh, okay.
And I believe the grid is, in this
In between.
particular model, the
In
grid
between.
is in between. But I believe it comes without the grid.
Well, in looking at in the picture and the door behind it, maybe that one doesn't have the grid.
The lines,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, the door in the back side, the house.
No,
Very front
The
door.
front door.
We're talking about the front door.
your front door at
And
the
we were
moment.
saying that the grid lines in between are not appropriate.
Not real.
But that in this picture, it looks like the door behind it doesn't have the grid, maybe. And that would be more appropriate.
These are Pella windows. Pella makes windows with.
You don't have the old door, right? The old door, the old front door?
It's in the picture.
Didn't they kick that in a couple times?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it got
Oh, yeah.
kicked in a couple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I see it in the picture, but do you have it?
Yeah, it's still
The
there.
door is still there. I don't remove any door right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you get a door to replace it, you would want something similar to that. This door in this picture is not similar. You see, it has
Yeah,
the,
it's different.
yeah.
Mr. Kuhn, I don't think you can find a door that has the long glass in like this one. The one that's there has a
Especially
long
made.
piece of glass in it,
Yes,
but it's been kicked in so many times, so,
probably.
well, it has.
Yeah.
So again, I think, so, I think what they, I'm sorry, I apologize, Karen. So I think by picking a door that has a substantial, I guess, what, a 50% piece of glass, and it comes pretty close.
Are you familiar with community forklift? It says, and I'm only suggesting this to you as a possibility. There is a place in, well, I guess
Bladensburg.
It's Bladensburg is the address.
About the locks and everything.
Well, it's a place where
About the old.
people who have older houses take pieces of them and stuff.
I know.
And it's called community forklift, and it's an opportunity to find perhaps some things that will go with this house.
Maybe.
Maybe.
They do have a lot of windows there.
Yes,
And doors, they have
actually.
doors too. Yeah, they have mirrors for bathrooms too.
I'm not.
Okay.
So are we still at the door? Are we?
I don't think we've left.
We haven't really decided on the
Yeah,
door.
open the door.
I'm not sure where we are here.
You haven't really made a decision on what type of door. Is it the door that's in the picture that you're going to go with?
That's what I want, but if we can try to find someone similar to the old one.
Okay,
Because I don't think I can fix that.
right.
No,
No.
I can't imagine.
So what you would need to do would, once you decide on what type of door you want to put in there, if it's substantially different than what you have, you would have to come back before the commission to get approval.
Bring a picture.
Yeah, you have to bring the style of the door that you want to put in there.
That's a, you can make that out.
Try to find one similar and I'll bring a picture.
Uh-huh.
I
Okay.
think I'd feel more comfortable seeing what the windows are also going to look like.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Come back to us with the
Mhm.
window.
See, they're showing this without the grid up here.
You
So
understand that? Oh, I'm sorry.
that's right. No, I just wanted to let him know where we're at here. So there are a couple of things that we probably will not approve tonight, being the door and the windows. But I believe we can make a decision on the rest of the things here tonight. So when, as the commissioners voice their opinions about that, we'll come to a vote on how we're going to proceed with this and how you're going to proceed. So we have the picture of the siding. So you're going from cedar, real wood cedar shakes to vinyl dark gray siding, and you're replacing the green shutters with white shutters. Now you're actually replacing the entire shutters, though, right? Not just painting them. And you're going to change. Currently, you have asphalt roof.
No, it's
Oh, standing
No,
seam, right?
tin roof, isn't it?
Tin roof.
Metal roof?
Yes,
on the,
Right now.
yes,
it's a metal roof.
yes.
Where's the roof part of this on
Is,
here?
is there a reason you
Here's
want
the
to change
original
it?
roof.
Yeah. No,
Is there
no,
a
it's
reason you
not on-
want
Here's
to
the,
change it?
Yeah, but it's not in the application.
Yeah,
It's leaking inside.
here's the,
Okay.
it's not a very good picture.
Leaking.
Is he doing the whole?
It's
this
leaking.
part?
I believe the old,
So have you considered
let's see,
putting a new
change the gray roof.
tin roof or like a tin roof on there?
I don't know, but if I need to remove that or I can just timber on the top.
I don't,
Tell me now,
You have a tin roof right now.
Yes.
If you have a tin roof, I wouldn't put anything on top of that.
Have you considered just having it
repaired?
repaired?
I think,
It's probably a lot less expensive to repair it and paint it.
It's easy for me to save money because I can find somebody to fix.
I have a tin roof on my house, and we've been in there 40 years. I'm sure it went on there 30 years before then. It's fine. Every once in a while, you got to fix something. Every so many years, you have to get it painted.
If I can fix it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would
it's-
save you money.
It saves you a lot of money, really.
Have you evaluated the roof yet? Is there issue with it or?
Yes, I'm gonna look about $4,000.
4,000 to repair it?
For replace. But for different kind of.
Well, put shingles up, you mean?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Okay, does that include the underlayment? Does that include plywood underlayment underneath the shingles?
No.
Yeah.
Because
Because I think when you rip that roof off, you're gonna find out you've got,
slab.
boards got separations like that, and you have to put plywood on top of it.
Right.
so it's going to be more than four.
This is just for the roof.
I think we should defer the roof for you to reevaluate whether you
Yeah.
might
I
want to
think the better way to do it is what the lady said, just fix it.
fix it and repaint it. I mean, then they make paint specifically for,
We're gonna paint it the same color or different
Right.
color.
that's in kind. They
The
can
color
just sign off on
is
that.
not a
The
matter.
same color, no problem.
The color isn't as important as
Yeah.
keeping the standing seam metal roof.
Yeah, for me, it's whatever you want, I can do it. Well, all I want is keep working the house because I need the house.
But like she said, you need to make sure that the person who's painting the roof uses an approved roof paint. Because I know a lot of people have stories where somebody came in and tried to put on Rust-Oleum. It doesn't work.
Now I know I have to come here and
Well, and you also have to make sure that you get the right materials to
Yeah.
to fix the tin roof.
yeah.
Because there are, if you're doing it yourself, you'll need to look up that process. Or if you're having
Gary can fix this.
contracting with someone to
But,
do it, make sure they know how to do it.
When we put the addition on, we got a guy from,
Yeah, I think it looks like you're going to be coming back
he's
for
reasonable.
the windows, the door, and the roof.
But the roof, if you decide, Mr. Chairman, if he decides to repaint the roofs the same color, correct? Just repair and repaint the roof?
Mm-hmm.
He can get the, staff can sign off on that without you having to come back here, because that's what
that.
we call in kind. In other words, you're just fixing what's already there. So just a thought.
I think.
So is the only, are we basically only going to approve the shutters and the
Siding.
siding?
Correct.
One question. If I decide to keep the siding,
We're good.
just replace the pieces that I need to.
Mhm.
I need to submit another paper or.
No.
Again, that's an in-kind replacement. So you would have to submit to do that, but you wouldn't have to come before us for that.
They can sign off on that.
The board can, the planning department can check that off.
Better for me to fix it too, because I do so many things right now and I don't think I have enough money to do everything. Maybe fix it.
And I know that you can also clean the cedar shakes too, refresh them.
Yeah,
Those that are good.
yeah, I need to replace a lot of pieces.
Okay.
A lot of pieces missing.
Okay.
So are you withdrawing your request to put vinyl siding on at this time, or?
Yeah, look it down now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So it looks like what this is boiled down to is we're deferring items 1, 2, 3, and 5, and item number 4, requesting to replace green shutters with white shutters, is the thing that we're going to approve or disapprove tonight. And then we'll expect to see you again for the roof and the siding and the windows and the door.
And what about if I put the same color of the shadow?
Right. And we wouldn't necessarily have to see you for the siding or the roof if you do an in-kind repair or replace. So then you would be coming back for just the door and the window. Okay?
Okay, so you're going to still replace the shutters, right?
I use the same color. But
You mean keep the green?
I have like I need maybe replace only 10 of those.
Okay.
Okay. But if you replace the shutters, they have to be the same size as the window that you're going to put back in there. Not
the same size as the house has right now.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
But
Okay, so it looks like we don't have any decision to make.
Mr. Chairman, let's come back to the windows for a minute.
Sure.
I don't have any trouble with him putting replacement windows in there as long as they go into the existing openings.
Right.
Yes.
Okay?
So the size can't
Like I said,
change.
Original
Right.
openings.
Original.
I did check today that Anderson makes a stock replacement window in the 1/4 inch increment, width and height. Okay, I think it's the 700 series. Okay, so you've got windows that are currently, first floor 69 inches tall, and the width, I think, is 39 inches. Is that correct?
the window I have right now,
The windows, the opening when you took the old windows out, 39 inches across, 69 inches.
yeah.
Then the upper floor is 39 inches wide and 64 inches tall.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying that there are windows available, replacement windows that satisfy that. They're not, what he's not going to find is he's not going to find, unless you go to a real expensive window, 2/2. It would just be a 1/1 double hung.
Yeah, but we want the 2/2 is what
Huh?
we want the 2/2.
Yeah, you're not going to find, unless you go to a Marvin window or something, they have to be custom made.
Well, I think that, I mean, Mr. Chairman.
That changes.
That is the issue, is the 2/2.
Right. Well, one of the issues.
One of the issues is the opening.
Yeah, I mean, some of them have, it is, and some have snap-in grids.
Yeah, that's correct.
That can,
Which we
so
just-
that can mimic the double.
I think
Two over two.
Pella actually makes one with that.
And actually, you have Pella window, what you put in was a Pella window. So that, and which is a good brand. So my guess is they do. I mean, I know Marvin does because we have them,
The
but.
window I have right now, the vinyl I have right now, there's a better window, but
I know.
Right. Wrong size.
So where are we
But
here?
one question: the old Windows is the original Windows is 32 by 60. That's the size of the window, the old Windows.
Or what?
32.
32 by 60.
You're showing 36 inches to the two jacks.
Yeah, because when I take care of the windows, I remove the wood around. But the old Windows is not 39. It's not 39 inches.
It's 36?
32 inches.
Is the original opening.
That's the original opening. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
That's the size I need to put, not bad, right?
yeah.
Same as the old ones, yeah.
The same as the old one, yeah.
Well, here's the original opening right here. The top.
So this drawing that you submitted, are these the new windows you purchased?
the frame I need to make around the windows at first, because
Okay.
the open now is like a 39 by 59.
Right, okay.
And I frame around the window to keep the size.
You opened it, yeah, you opened it up. This is not, no.
What, did you take the jacks out where the pockets were for the weights? You pulled all that out when you pulled the old window?
That's why the open is 39 right now.
Okay.
Okay, so that's not the original opening.
Here's the original opening
32.
right here.
32.
32 is the
Right,
original.
okay. Well, again, to try and bring clarity here, I'm going to go down each item and just so we have clarity here. Item number 1 is you've asked to replace the windows. So we've asked that you get a 2/2 replaced in kind. And you said you will find the proper windows that fit that size and that style. Excuse me. Replace doors with the same color but with a different style. So we've asked that you try and get find a door that's more like the original one. You've said regarding siding that now you're just going to do repair work in kind on that. And regarding the shutters, you're going to keep them the same color, and you'll either use the shutters that you have and repair them or buy new ones that are the same size as those.
The original one.
Right, original. Right.
I'm not sure those shutters are.
And those are hard to find in that size, by the way. Because those are original, those are actual
Are they?
real shutters that actually close over the window. They're not just decorative.
I need to put the same to the one that have right now.
They don't have to close, but they have to be the same size
The
as
same
the,
size, same
Yes.
color. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, the functionality is not important for us. And regarding your roof, you're going to look into having that repaired, and you're going to keep that the same color. Okay? So, based on that, tonight, there's nothing that we need to do.
Well, we would either need
Well,
to
we'll
take
just, in terms of approving, I'm sorry. But what we're going to do is we're probably just going to not approve the several changes you've made, and because you've backed away on some of the others. So you'll hear what we're going to say here in a second.
One more question.
Sure.
Yes.
What about inside?
we don't have,
We don't have anything to do with the insides.
Right, but you do have, code that you have to follow, and you'll have to check with the city on that.
I don't have to share and see that?
No,
No,
you
no,
do.
You do.
Not
You'll
with-
have to check with
not
the
us.
city.
No, yeah, we still
For on the plumbing and the electrical and,
everything already, but we don't have any answer in like it's almost 3 weeks ago.
okay.
And I don't have any answer about
that I don't.
So he doesn't have an
submitted
answer,
thing
so-
interior 3 weeks ago and hasn't gotten any.
Well, he has to get HDC approval. That's why he didn't receive any permits. But if there's concern about the inside renovations, then he needs to speak with the building official.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I could talk to you as soon as they're done.
Okay. All right, so I think we need a motion here.
To defer?
Well, we're not approving the change in the door style.
How long can you get all this information together by our next meeting,
Once a month.
which is about a month? The windows, the doors.
if I can do because I need to work in the house. I can do this as soon as I can, but I have to wait 1 month.
For the outside stuff, but talk to her about the inside
About
stuff.
inside, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can get the inside stuff underway if you can get them to say okay, but the outside stuff is
Okay.
up.
I can do maybe even maybe 1 or 2 weeks, I can come and submit the
Right, but we don't meet, we only meet once a month.
When's our next meeting, Brooke? April 17th.
That's a Thursday.
Okay.
That's a Thursday.
So if there's no other questions, I would like to make a motion that we table HDC 058-2018 and give the applicant time to gather his samples of what he's going to present to us at the next meeting on April the 17th. And then we would move forward with either approving or not approving the windows, the doors, and I guess the siding's been withdrawn.
Right. That's pretty much the windows and the doors. Yeah.
So it'd just be windows and doors that we're mainly going to focus on for the next meeting. And that's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you.
Could-
Madam,
Excuse me.
well, let's have a discussion.
Yeah. Could we amend that to say that we approve repairing the cedar shakes in kind, and we approve repairing and painting the roof in kind?
Well, yeah, anything that he does on the house in kind would get staff approval.
But we can.
But we could go ahead and approve it now, was what I was thinking. And I don't know, I kind of feel like we might need to see the shutters. So I'm not prepared to suggest we approve those sight unseen.
Okay.
Well, either by us or staff.
Right.
Okay.
You okay with that, Mr. Clerk?
I would accept that amendment.
Okay. Did you get that, Madam Secretary? Thank you. All right, Madam Secretary, we have an amended motion from Mr. Clarkoon and a second by Ms. Lubinecki.
Mr. Cocoon,
Yes.
Ms. Lubinecki,
Yes.
Council President Les,
Yes.
Ms. Frazier,
Yes.
Ms. McSneedy,
Yes.
Chairman Hayes.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you very much. We hope to see you next month.
Yes.
Okay. Agenda item number 5 is next. HDC 059-2018 for 203 10th Street, submitted by Gabrielle Martinez, requesting to install a wood fence in the front yard. And is also requesting to remove existing concrete walkway with brick and a running bond pattern, and requesting to install a wood-burning fireplace with flare system in the rear of the house. And also requesting to put a shed. All right, so we have a lot of items on this one. Hello, Mr. Martinez. How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Okay. We're all getting an education tonight. Okay, so wood fence.
I have a question about that.
Okay.
And you may have seen me, because I realized in hindsight
Oh, you
that,
in the white car today?
yes, I was the one
I just put it together. 'Cause
taking out your house.
I've never seen the car there before, and now I put it together. Okay.
So is the fence gonna go meet your neighbor's fence?
Yeah, it's gonna
Across-
meet. So if you look at the house, it's gonna meet my neighbor's fence to the left,
Left.
and a similar white picket fence.
Yes.
And then it's gonna come around the corner, and meet my neighbor Grace's house on my right side.
Okay.
The side fence. It's gonna meet his. I have 2 dogs, and they keep walking up on everybody as they walk on the sidewalk. They're friendly, but people don't
Yeah.
want that, So trying to keep them in.
Mr. Chairman, let me just, number 3, install wood for a new fireplace with flue system.
Blue system.
Oh, okay.
FLUE.
Thank you.
Flare system. I don't need to.
That would be real nice, wouldn't it?
I thought that was something new, you
That
know?
might
So
get
it's
out
got
of
a
hand.
new brand. Is that a flue system?
You can
Okay.
shoot one up there, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is the house. Your house has that really great interior staircase.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, I'm okay.
1,000 feet wide.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I saw it when they were working on the house.
Yeah,
It's
no
great.
trouble putting stuff up there.
Oh.
It's all the heat upstairs, so that's in the fireplace.
Oh,
And when you're cooking
okay.
cabbage, probably everything.
Yeah.
Okay, second and bond.
I just have a quick question on the external flue. I saw the picture in here, but I'm sure that's not your house that they're drawing.
Google
Do you
it.
have enough clearance to the property line for that?
I checked. I think it said 3 feet. I'm not totally. I don't remember. I think I have about 4 or 5 feet there to the fence, and then my neighbor's house is 20 feet from the fence. I believe I should be good. Yeah.
And this is not visible from the street?
Yeah, it would be.
It'll be visible if you're driving from the side that most people don't come down, so it's outside of town. So coming opposite Montgomery Street. If you're really looking, look for it, the house would be on that back right side. But if you directly face the house dead center, I don't think you see it. It'd be tucked back there. You might see the very top of it because it'll clear. I think the clearance has to be 10 feet from the ceiling. So you'd see like a little bit of it maybe in that center of front of the house, but it's not going to be near the front or anything like that, where it's just this visible metal stack.
Okay, it's not something that can be, I mean, your house is white, that the stack can be painted however you do fire resistant.
No, it'd either be just a silver, kind of that gray color. I've seen them in black, but the people that I was working with said they couldn't do it in black. I thought that would be cool to match the white and black of the house, but I also feel like it would probably, anybody would probably double charge, make it less common.
This is double wall stainless steel, correct?
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be what,
Yep.
what's typical.
Back to the fence. Going to have one gate at
One
the.
gate at the just dead center with the walkway from the front to the
And
street.
you're not enclosing the driveway area.
I don't have a driveway.
I'm sorry.
Maybe where it says walkway, maybe. Oh, to the right? That's
Yeah.
my neighbor's.
Okay.
My neighbor's stuff, yeah.
Okay. Well, you could take it over, man.
Eminent domain.
And this is sort of combination fence and walkway. Is the step going to remain when you have the walkway?
That's the goal, because there's that little bump there. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of do bricks. I want to take out the cement. I think it's ugly.
Right.
If anybody has cement walkway, replace it with brick, and then make that kind of a brick step. So yeah.
So where will the fence go in relation to that step? Just because there are people in the neighborhood who have steps and fences, and it's often extremely awkward navigating, opening the fence, and all of that.
So if I follow my neighbor's current fence, which is right at about 5 feet from the sidewalk line, that means that the step that's there right now, let's say it starts with the fence, come right about have a nice.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Usually that's the case.
Yeah, okay.
If you have dogs, you want it to open in.
Yeah, so I've got and then right now the walkway is not centered with my stairs.
Yeah.
That's why I also want to take it out so I can move it slightly over and have it all be centered and make more sense. Yeah.
And then the shed will be way in the back there.
Shed doesn't seem to. That's fine.
Is that the color of the shed you're going to be
No,
doing?
it'll be white and black. That's just the stock image from the website.
Okay. Oh, sorry. It was on your application. Sorry.
I'd like to move we approve HDC 059 2018 as presented.
And I'll second that.
Madam Secretary, we have a motion to approve from Ms. McSeany and a second for Mr. Clicoon.
Ms. McSeany?
Yes.
Mr. Clicoon?
Yes.
Council President Les?
Yes.
Ms. Frazier?
Yes.
Ms. Lubinecki?
Yes.
Chairman Hayes?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Good
your
luck with
patience.
the house.
Yes.
Can you stick around for the tree thing? I know that was staff approval.
Nope.
No.
You're good.
You're good. Trees down. I saw, well, because I saw, that trees down, we didn't approve that, and then I saw that the addresses were the same, so.
Calling it all by hand in the backyard.
Oh, but no, but I saw, it's ready for that wood stove. That was my thought. That was my second time around. I had to go around the block.
You too.
Thank you.
Next is agenda item number 6, HDC 060 2018 for 809 Main Street, submitted by Samuel Daniel and Anna Zeffirino. It's an addition to the rear of the property.
Oh, but I studied the pictures really well.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you Samuel?
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
So what have you got going on here?
A lot of stuff.
So you have a addition you're going to put
Yeah.
on.
I am so happy that someone is going to tend to this
everybody
house.
On the chart, they say, "Oh, I love we start like fixing because that's
Yes.
the house we have in the street is like everything we're having on the walls and everything."
Mm-hmm.
They say, okay.
You realize you have one of the more historic houses in the whole city.
Yeah,
Has someone explained to you this is a mill worker's house? And
I did a few years back in 9th Street and Montgomery Street, I think so. I did the wedding house on the start. Basically on the past.
What a goodie.
Different companies.
And you're only 3 doors down from our museum. Come visit.
They have a great exhibit this year.
see, because your neighbor actually, your former neighbor, the person who owned the house just on the other side of you, actually had, their house actually has quite an addition on the back, does it
Yeah.
not?
But I did, yeah.
Sydney's old house.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, when you say you're going to construct a new roof, will the front roof be changed?
No, everything we did exactly just putting new stuff like whatever it is like just paint and
Match
like
the color?
match with the stars and colors. Only brick we apply for a little bit different color, like a creamy color, because the neighbor is white. I don't want to do like white and white. I want to see a little bit different.
Right.
Nice.
Possible.
Now, are you taking the red brick piece down?
That's what we're looking for. We can put a brick on that space there, or we not take the. You're talking about one small piece we have.
Yeah,
in the back, right?
that kind of sticks out this
Yeah.
way.
I don't know. Whatever those guys decide, we're doing.
So you're going to build onto that piece, the red
Yeah,
brick piece?
on the back we're gonna put like a master bedroom over there.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole, so what you're really doing then is changing the whole, like so the addition's going to be very, very visible from the street. Is that correct?
Yeah, that front's gonna be very visible. Yeah,
Yeah. That's a little bit of concern.
it's around 4 feet something. I think. It's
Yeah, so there's a lot of visible there.
on the side is the cedar block.
Now, is that going to be, yeah, well, is it going to be a flat roof from the addition, or is it going to be a slanted roof?
On that part, when we have a chance to face the street, that's
Yeah.
gonna be look like a gable.
Okay,
It's gonna come in something like that. But the rest is follow the existing building is coming flat to the back, like it's sloped for the water. It's attached to the existing roof and coming like this. But in the front, it's gonna be like a gable.
I'm a little concerned with the piece on the right still. It's just going to be then kind of a plain, because you're closing in the window. Is that correct? According to the
yeah,
drawing
close
here, am I
down,
missing
yeah.
something?
We had small windows there.
So you're proposing that the red brick will be painted the same color as the front?
With the front possible.
And then the siding on the new addition is the concrete plank?
Yeah, hard thing. Like more.
Now, would you put the concrete plank on the side of that where the
Yes.
block is?
And in the back too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what I'm concerned about, see here, we're gonna get just like this kind of blank piece of wall. As of some, you know, I don't even know what you would suggest there. You see what
Mr.
I'm
President, if I
talking about?
could,
Oh yeah.
Those are exist-
the back wall's a bearing wall, correct? On the first floor,
On the existing, on
the existing. You're gonna open it up.
we have the windows. We have one access door.
From here to here, you're gonna open this up, correct?
Yes, before, I think the original house is built in one time, and I don't know what in the year people building that addition in the back, right?
Right,
Now, when the guy did the addition, we have one door,
right.
and I have one window. We just have like a 16-inch bearing wall in the middle. That's what we wanna.
It's a bearing wall.
It's looking like a bearing wall.
So you're gonna put a flitch plate or something in up there?
Steel plate, like.
Okay, all right, flitch
steel
plate,
beam,
okay,
yeah,
all
to
right.
hold the building.
I don't want the thing to fall down.
No.
I'm still concerned about that front. The front elevation. To see what they're doing. What it's gonna look like if just this bland, and I don't know what the solution is. Does anybody have any thoughts?
I mean, I'm wondering if there's a way to put up a faux window.
But that's really weird. We've never asked anybody to do that.
No,
But I mean, I'm just concerned of what that's gonna look like.
We can keep a brick and change the same, to match like front, like it's looking.
All right.
And just put siding on the right side and the back.
Keep the brick in the front, so it's, yeah.
Keep the brick in the front. That's no problem.
Yeah, I think does that resolve your
Well, it's not
concern?
completely, but I don't know what else to suggest.
yeah,
Is there-
yeah.
Because
That's
we
a
do
closed
hard
area.
plank on that piece right here, that's gonna look totally different, because when you're looking and you see brick here and hard plank there, like you can keep it brick and brick, that's gonna be back, like a match the front.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Are you digging any new foundations for this?
No, just I think I need to do like a small footing, because I wanna do one concrete slab for make a patio.
I'm just thinking there might be some
Just a
interesting
small, maybe not.
there may be some interesting archaeology in the back of your property as you dig down.
No, yeah, it just make it slab on the side.
No, I meant you may actually find some interesting things when you do the excavation for your footers, to keep an eye out for things that the early, because this house was built probably around 1840.
Oh, we have we saved the first permit of the original
They do
permit.
down.
No, really?
Yeah, on the
Two
paper,
shutters side by side.
we have there.
Yeah, so it was very
Yeah,
common.
on the one
Oh,
joint.
that's true.
Yeah, so this was a factory house.
Charles.
There was a factory down where the swimming pool is, and so this was a factory worker's house, and probably multiple families.
Probably, actually, two families lived in this house.
Right, and a lot of times in the 19th century, they really didn't have trash pickup, and
throw it away.
they just throw it out the back door. Yeah, so a lot of times when you're digging, you'll find like broken china and things like that.
Bottles, coins,
Yeah,
marbles.
yeah.
I want to start digging everywhere.
And that's what Ms. Lubinecki was just
That's what I was
suggesting
referring-
we be
Yes,
on the
it was-
lookout
This
for.
was not a you have to do. It was more like please. In fact, the new
Mr. Chairman, this may satisfy Ms. Lubinecki's concern. If you go look what they do down in Charleston and Savannah, when they've got a problem with the blank wall like this, they just put two shutters side by side.
Oh, like a closed
A
window?
closed
Yes.
window, yeah.
So there's your faux window.
Both the upper and the lower. And what it does is sort of balances the windows that are there.
And it would break up the
See what I?
giant white or
So
off-white
So those shutters would be the same,
expanse.
they'd be the same size as the shutters that are on the other side. They're just closed and you just,
I mean, you
Go to the
install
wall.
them next to each other like it was a closed window.
But they're gonna keep the window, right?
No.
The one
No,
window.
they were
No.
gonna close that in.
There's got the one in the front, they're gonna close
The
in.
one in the front, but the one in the side, they're gonna,
Yeah, we don't care about the one on the
I
side.
don't
the
care
one in the
what.
front they're gonna
It's
see.
the one on the side, right.
well, you can see the one from on the side, from the street. But they're gonna close that down, they're gonna shut that down a little bit.
Yeah, but I think that's less of a, plus it's already closed off here. I mean, there's nothing here, so if
Right.
you have this closed in.
No, it's gonna be open, they're just
Not
clo-
that
they're
wide.
closing it
No
down a little bit.
space.
Was it 13
See,
I think they were really
Right, but it's not like it's an unbalanced something, you know,
Right.
it's not,
and they're closing
The
the door.
shutters aren't a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
it's probably an original door, because there would have been one here.
Well, that's not an original addition either, so,
The back piece?
Yeah.
This
Well,
is the
the
Side,
side.
we're looking at the side.
the side, yeah.
There was probably a,
Is
there
this
was
the same
probably a
size as the
door
mill
up here
house
at some
this far?
point. I mean, just the basic on the
Two
way. that the
families on
mill
one
house
side,
is
two
out.
families on the other, kitchen in the basement.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a picture. They're gonna close that off,
Yeah, they're different.
they're gonna close that in a little bit, they're gonna close that one off.
But it's hard to tell at this point, you know, that's been changed around. But I remember Sydney's floor plan. Didn't
And you have
seem
the
that it
issue
would
with
lend
the
itself
one
to
facing
that.
the street.
The one, yeah, the brick, the piece of brick, this one, basically this piece. This is like the piece, I mean, the four houses, and they're gonna close this window, and then you're gonna get this big chunk of, I mean, it's basically this. This is what they're, right here, so this one will just be,
There's gonna be no windows on the second floor,
right,
in the front,
right.
sides.
Well, that's gonna, yeah.
There will be
That's
some
gonna
in
be
the back.
roofs, I think, is what my understanding, my sense is. I understand this correctly.
Mhm.
So this, I think, is roofs.
Okay, so so let's make sure you guys are, so you're talking about the way it looks in the front with the addition to the brick, addition that's already there.
Brick closed in, and then this is actually the piece we have that's,
Yes,
this piece
Yeah,
here.
mhm.
This is actually roof, is that correct? Yeah. So this is actually the roof. This is the roof, and that's gonna be like that. Yeah, okay. That's
You
what-
wanna see the shingles on?
Yeah.
so that would be
And
tough.
then, and our thought was you could actually do like the fake shutters.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, yeah.
do it if you want.
As a way to, because otherwise you're gonna end up with this
Yeah.
thing.
But that's not what this is showing. That's wall,
That's the back.
no, side.
Oh, that's the side.
Mhm.
We're still talking about the front. That's the back, though.
Yeah,
We're
but
still
you-
talking.
Okay, that's aside from the side.
He's gonna have siding on this part. Here's the brick.
Yes.
Gonna have siding, hardy plank on the second level. The roof is gonna be there. What you're seeing is gonna be hardy plank.
On
Really?
the second floor of your addition, facing the street, is it gonna be hardy plank,
this
or
is-
can
that's-
you do brick
that's the
to
front.
match the rest of it?
Not roof?
You can do brick.
Here-
So, yeah, we wanna see all brick from the front,
Okay, good.
Here's
with the
existing,
2 pair of
masonry,
closed shutters
brick.
Yeah,
on the
Like a
front.
fake-
Here's gonna be the
yeah,
addition,
yeah.
hardy
Okay.
plank.
Just on the
Here's
side,
the
we
roof.
can do like a hard-
Hardy plank
Here's
on
the
the
old,
Yes.
here's
Side, the
the
hardy
roof
plank.
existing.
And the back.
This is gonna be the new additional roof.
And that's perfectly acceptable.
Not the roof, otherwise it would cut into his space so drastically.
Look like, you know,
Okay.
like flat vinyl
see
siding,
what I'm saying?
and then like to hard-
I don't
Right.
think he understood the question.
Right, hardy
Yes.
plank is excellent.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, we appreciate that.
yeah, you'll have no
So
problems
you're
with
gonna
the
see-
hardy plank.
On the front, you're gonna see the original brick,
all the way up.
closed-in window, and then hardy plank, you're
No,
gonna,
that's gonna be
Okay,
brick.
so
It's
he's
brick
gonna
all the
make
way
the
up. Brick all the
entire-
way
He's
up.
gonna brick it all the way up.
Yes, so
Yeah.
the it's
The
gonna be
front will
brick.
only be brick.
That's correct.
okay, to match.
Correct.
You, okay.
But I needed the existing well, we need to take out and put a new one because everything is like taken by hand.
Oh, it's crumbling.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's crumbling? The original brick?
No, the house, the addition.
Yeah, the original brick
That
on that
small
addition.
things, we need to change a couple pieces, not everything, but like the corners.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, couple pieces.
Sure,
Okay.
yeah.
Have you researched finding that brick?
Yeah, she has another house, and we exactly match the same brick.
Oh, that's
Wow.
We
Yeah.
saved it on
It's on
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Bridge,
Uh-huh.
so we have the house there, and we put down. We saved the bricks for that.
wow.
Okay.
Excellent.
Very
And that will match this brick.
Yeah.
Okay.
excellent.
Okay.
Okay. I think we may have come to a conclusion here.
All right, I'd like to move that we approve HDC 060-2018, noting that the front of the addition will all be brick, painted to match the rest of the house, and that on that front, there will be 2 pair of shutters,
Or one pair.
Closed.
2 pair of closed shutters, one above the other, to mimic windows. And with hardy plank on the side, and approve the deck as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, Madam Secretary, we have a motion to approve from Ms. McSeany and a second from Ms. Lubinecki.
Ms. McSteeny,
Yes.
Ms. Lubinecki,
Yes.
Mr. Cocoon,
Yes.
Council President Les,
Yes.
Ms. Frazier,
Yes.
Chairman Hayes.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you very much. We
you.
appreciate
Thank
your
you.
cooperation.
Yes.
Yes.
What about the shingles?
Because we will stick with the neighbor, the other property,
Mhm.
and then and she wants, right?
Yeah, she wants
To
to do
change
the new shingles.
the whole shingle. So
Because of mine.
it's not apply over here. We
Oh.
talk to her after we apply, so
Is this on the roof on the front?
Everywhere.
Whole
on
roof.
the
whole roof.
house, yeah, on the
Because
whole
of my
roof.
shingle, her shingle is like a one line. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not separate.
Okay.
It look like just one cover.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Have you
Okay.
talked to her yet?
They just did.
Yeah, we just spoke with her, and she agreed and changed all, but we need to apply and wait
Oh,
for another.
so you're gonna change all the shingles?
Yes.
Are you gonna do the same kind of shingles?
Yeah, it's the same kind.
So
It's
you-
just, yeah.
Oh, just replace
Same
it.
color?
Just replace it.
Okay.
Same color?
The same color.
So that's a
Yes.
replacement in kind, so you can just have the staff,
Oh, we don't need to do anything.
you don't need to, if you're gonna do the exact same thing. with-
Fill out the form, but then the staff can approve that as a replace in kind. You don't have to come before us.
Yeah.
And then you allocate the cost to yourselves and to her, because she'll get a credit for whatever she's paying. Okay,
Right.
all right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you
Welcome to
very
the
much.
neighborhood.
So both names should probably be on the application then, right?
Or 2 separate applications?
Or
one
2
the other.
separate
Yeah.
That'd
applications.
probably
Yeah,
be easier.
That'd probably be-
All day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
We had a problem later, she wanna sue me for anything.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I'm trying to help her.
Great, thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Agenda item number 7 is a tax credit request for 331 Prince George Street by the Dalphonses to replace fascia and soffits. We have a copy of the approved HDC certificate. The cost of the work was $5,522 and change. Proof of payment is herein, and the tax credit requested in the amount of $552.26.
I move we approve it.
I second.
Madam Secretary, we have a motion to approve by Ms. McSeany, a second by Ms. Frazier.
Ms. McSteeny,
Yes.
Ms. Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Cocoon,
Yes.
Council President Les,
Yes.
Ms. Lubinecki?
Yes?
Chairman Hayes?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And we also have a staff approval for your edification. And agenda item number 8 is new business. I know we have some new business. Right? Do we have any new business?
Move to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
So moved.
Marty, got a minute?
I was not.
Thanks.